Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
I could talk a long time about our next speaker, but how many of you have seen that commercial, The Most Interesting Man in the World? And that's kind of like the next speaker. And so it's really exciting. It's a pleasure to introduce one of my partners, someone who's obviously got a ton to talk about, and because he's the most interesting man in the world, I don't want to say a lot about Lee, but a round of applause for Lee Holkum.
Let's do it. I'm not here to talk about the tension of running a business. You already know about the stress and strife of being responsible for everyday life as an entrepreneur. You know what it's like to be at the end of your rope sometimes. I'm not here to talk about the pressure of calculating risk and taking chances. At least we all found that hanging by a thread is one of the least desirable options that we have. Could there actually be a more enjoyable way of managing our risk? We discovered the games we loved to play as kids. They made us curious, and they emulated the life we were going to lead. It started as a thread, grew into passion, joy, and success. I'm here to help you uncover a pattern in the fabric of life that you've woven about yourself. A single thread that may have guided and connected every leap of faith that you've taken so far. This thread leads to your future. Recognizing it will bring you close to effortless success in your destiny. As I briefly tell my story, I would like each of you to think about the own thread that has run in your life. Throughout high school, I water skied all summer long. In March of my junior year, a help wanted ad came out for a water ski instructor for the Department of Recreation in the town of Huntington. My friends laughed at me. My mom said, "Don't get your hopes up." But that job was made for me. Unfortunately, July 1st came around, and I don't have a job. The next day, I received a call from the town of Huntington, and miraculously, the guy that was supposed to do the instructor job didn't show up. Was I available? Really? Yes, sir, I said. I'm going to spend my summer on the water, in a boat, teaching skiing and doing what I loved. As I was applying for schools, I found a few colleges had water ski teams. The next year, I was accepted to the University of Miami. I made the ski team, and by my sophomore year, I was president of the ski club. There, I met a life-changing friend, Dave Borgatti. Over the summer, I traveled up to his place in Massachusetts. And lo and behold, he was taking wood carving lessons from a sign shop in his town. I was enthralled. I loved wood carving and calligraphy. Sign carving put it all together for me. I said to myself, I can do that. My second epiphany. So I bought some chisels and gold leaf, and I taught myself how to carve signs. I graduated from college, and 2 years later, I opened up my sign company in Northport Village. Today, we are an internet company with CNC technology, selling wholesale carved signs to over 600 sign shops throughout the country. A year later, Dave came down to visit and taught me how to windsurf. I became addicted. Windsurfing was awesome. I went out every day when it was windy. It was perfect. I could water ski on the calm days and windsurf on the windy ones. I quickly became really good and started entering windsurfing regattas and winning. I was sponsored by a windsurfing company and traveled around the United States, doing a lot of races. My sponsors knew I did really amazing signs and turned me on to a surf shop in Babylon that was opening up. The place was an awesome California surf shop right here in New York. They needed a really killer wood sign. The whole surfing lifestyle intrigued me, and I told myself, I want one of these. I'm going to do this. My third epiphany. I began planning my own surf shop. I knew nothing about retail or fashion. However, the stars lined up. A year later, my surf shop opened with the help of many good friends. Over the next 5 years, surfwear became the streetwear of America, and windsurfing exploded. As I look back, I see how this thread of water connected every successful venture in my life. It guided me to the place where I stood looking over the edge and said, I'm going to do this. My epiphany. I jumped, and it happened. Each of these endeavors required huge risk and massive leaps of faith. Unfortunately, I didn't know that at the time. They created themselves because I had a vision for what I loved doing. The passion was there, and that drove the success. I'm still walking on water. Throughout my life, I've loved the thrill of being behind a boat and hanging onto a water ski line. That's my thread. Now I figure I've got at least 40 more years on this earth. Most of my friends are trying to figure out how to protect their wealth. I'm looking to where my thread of passion leads so I can use my wisdom and energy to bring even more success and joy to the planet. How about you? Find a thread of passion in your life. See where you've been. Find out where you're leading.
Give him a round of applause. Tell them what else you do. Fly helicopters? How many of you would like to fly some helicopters?
Yeah.
Where's the last place you flew?
Geez. Probably down in Delaware.
Give him another round of applause.